Hey everybody, we're here. It's K&E Theater Group's local spotlight series. I'm really excited about today's guest. Just a couple of things. Like I always say, if you feel inclined to donate, there is a PayPal link in the comments section if you're on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook and you're on IGTV or our YouTube channel, or maybe you just want to donate later, you can go to our website, which is ketg.org, and go to support KETG, and there'll be a donate button there. And just so everyone knows, all of our donations will be going to help fund our 2021 season. It's our big supersize season. We have a lot of cool things in the works, and I'm really excited about it. What also I'm excited about is our guest today. He is an incredible actor, a gifted musical theater actor. I'm so excited to talk to him. Please help me welcome Christopher Rojas. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, I am so excited to talk to you. We're going to start right off the bat with the same question I've been asking everybody, and that is, what is your theatrical timeline? So where did you start? Tell us all the juicy tidbits in the middle and where you are now.
Oh, my. Okay. Yeah. My mother owned a children's theater company called Stage Play. It was really great for kids that were learning to just come out of their shells.
Oh, yeah.
And so, I started working with her as a student. And eventually I came up to be a counselor and helped teach and stuff with her, which was really great. But I'm not gonna lie, the first thing that ever brought me into theater was I saw my older brother, Tony. I have 3 older brothers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a house full of boys, but my poor mother. I saw him do a production of, this is gonna sound so goofy, but he was in High School Musical.
Okay.
And he played Chad. And I remember the first time I heard him sing. I mean, it's not like something he would do at home. And I remember looking and being like, that's really cool. I want to do that someday. That's really cool. And that inspired me to work more on it and work with my mom, and helped me want to chase it. And
How old were you when you started to be a counselor there?
I was probably 14 or 15.
And what did you
probably
teach?
14.
Was it musical theater? Was it straight?
Oh, it was
acting?
it was it was more of acting games, because it was younger kids from 8 to 15. I was pretty young.
You're doing some zip zap zop.
Yeah, doing some zip zap zop stuff like that. But we a lot of different kids shows and fairy tale, courtroom kind of stuff. Really fun, goofy spin-off plays and spoofs. But it was really fun, and that kind of got me going. So I went on to audition for community theaters.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started jumping between theater and theater, falling in love with the art, and eventually I just started auditioning for something that was a little bit bigger. And when I booked it and I had a great time, I just kept moving forward, and now I live in New York and I'm performing there when I can.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Now, I saw Christopher do Cabaret and The Glass Menagerie at Theater Guild of Hamden, both directed by Mark Giza, and he was just so fantastic. You were so fantastic.
Thank you.
Where I was just oh my God, how do I not know who you are? I didn't know you when I saw you as the MC in Cabaret. I had no idea. But I just remember being so entranced. Cabaret is one of my favorite shows, so I was just entranced by your performance. So I had to see you in Glass Menagerie, and I did.
I'm so glad you did. I mean, that was like you said, that was with Mark Giza, who I've worked with on a handful of stuff. He's but because we collaborate so well together, we just work really well together, and I love the way he creates worlds when he directs plays. So I'm so happy you got to enjoy those productions.
Oh yeah,
I was having fun as well.
Well, good. Isn't that what it's about?
Yeah.
So as you just mentioned, you've done musicals, you've done plays. So what is it about a musical that you like that's different from a play? And what is what is different about a play that you like that's different from a musical? Does that make
Okay.
sense?
It does. It does. I
Okay.
feel like there's a lot of tears to it, so we'll see.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, when it comes to musicals, there's nothing uh, like interpreting emotion through song. You know, it's like it's a whole different level to the work. Um, you have a whole orchestra behind you to help. It's almost like a helping hand to help you, like
Yeah,
pushes you along with like emotions.
yeah, like triggers,
Um,
it can trigger emotions in
yeah,
you.
yeah. Not
Yeah.
only in me, but like also the audience. You know, it can. It's like it's a boot. It's a huge boost. Um, but it's plus you get to add all the dancing. Should there be dancing? But another way to express emotion, and it's really just a full different world. But I love working with plays specifically, for the reason that you don't have some of those what some people would call crutches,
Hmm.
give or take. They're both very, very hard. Um, but I love just working on stage with just me and the another actor, and just that energy that flows, and like when it's not us, it's silence, and it's like there's a whole room of energy that is up to you to control, and you can feel it between you and the your acting partner and the audience all in one room. It's like you have the full thing. It's the same with the orchestra in the background sometimes, but that can tend to lead the emotion or lead the story. But I love having it just be you guys in control.
Yeah,
If that makes any sense.
it does. It does. So basically, like, with a play, you basically only have the words to go by. You have
Yes.
the spoken word, um, is what you use to convey so many different emotions to an audience. Whereas with a musical, you not only have the words, but you have this enhancement of emotion through
Hmm.
song and through an orchestra, which makes it different. It's a very
It's
different,
different. It's also very fun.
but it's
That
also
can
very,
also add a like.
and at the very bottom of it, the foundation of it though is the same. It's
The
always,
foundation is the same.
yeah, it's telling that story through spoken word. Or
Yeah, but when it's just spoken word, I feel like there's almost a freedom in that. There's like a freedom, if for me anyway, personally, I feel like it gives me a little wiggle room to own those words and own the each piece of punctuation in every line. Where when there's music behind you and you have to sing in a certain
Mhm.
like in a certain amount of measures, it's a little less leeway.
Do you have a favorite playwright and a favorite composer?
Playwright, I would say, okay, I love Tennessee Williams. I love him. He's so dark and beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dark and amazing. Um, it's all his plays. Those characters are so deep and well written. The women in those plays are so like complicated and such amazing characters. Um, but I also love Neil Simon. He's goofy and he always pulls your heartstrings.
That's true.
You can't go wrong with Neil Simon. Composer, oh my god, I always pronounce it wrong, which is so funny because there's one of my favorite composers, Pasek and Paul,
That's
Pasek
right.
and
Yeah,
Paul,
yeah, yeah. So Dear Evan Hansen,
Dear Evan Hansen, Dogfight,
Dogfight, James and the
James and the
Giant
Giant
Peach.
Peach. Oh my
Hmm.
god, I love them. It's very poppy, fun. I mean, everyone
Yeah.
loves Sondheim, but
I mean, that's an actor. That's an
uh,
actor's dream right
yeah,
there, as far as
of
musical
course,
theater goes.
yeah, yeah.
So talk to me about your creative process. So like you get a script in your hand, you're about to start rehearsals for a show. What is your process from getting that script in your hand to putting it onto the stage?
It's it's different with depending on the show. Uh, every character requires different stuff. But what I would usually say is when I first read through a script, or when anyone reads through anything, there will always be a couple lines or a couple words that resonate with you for some reason.
Mhm.
And they could be random. It could be something that you're like, I don't know why that stuck out to me when I put the thing down, when I put the script down. I don't know why this one sentence stuck out to me. But whatever it is, that sentence connected you. That's that there is a bridge there, and wherever that is between that page and your inner like brain, that's where your character lies. That's where the connection between you and the script is. So I always like find that, and I always find those little bits, and I'll go in my script and I'll circle those bits and I find the core of that, and I start to just build from there and just like reread that script and find it, and those amounts of things that you start to resonate with grow. There's more things that you start to feel more of an understanding of, and
So
it's just different. There's a lot of weird, yeah.
So when you get into rehearsals, for instance, and you start to put this on, now you've read the script, you've done your circling, you find all of these little like gems about your character in the script from reading it over and over and over again. So now you're in rehearsals and you're getting on your feet. What is that process?
My favorite part.
Me too.
One of the reasons I'm an actor is because I love the physicality of movement. Like I love character. Like I love maybe it's just because I'm a goofball and I have a lot of energy. But I mean, meet any actor and we're all insane. But yeah, like even when I'm reading my script and memorizing lines, I always walk. I walk back and forth in my front yard to memorize them. But that movement, along with when I'm reading, I just follow whatever instinct pops in my head at the time. Even if it's ridiculous and makes no sense at all. If it's ridiculous, your director will stop you.
I love big choices.
Of course, you got to make those big choices, because even when the choice is too big, you can just come back and you'll find a little sweet spot in there.
I always say, as a director, like I'd rather see a big choice that I can reel in than a small choice and have to pull something and work on pulling even more out of someone. I'd rather just get the big choice and be like, all right, let's find a way to get this and tone this down and really pinpoint it.
And that's definitely learned too. Like I remember when I started, I was like, I don't know if I want to do that right away. Like, is it weird to just be like, blah, like, and just like.
No, I love that. So
calls for it, but
nice.
You got to work with people that'll help you move forward in a constructive way. So
now you've been on rehearsals, you've been on your feet, and you've made big choices, and you're really focusing in on what your character is going to be. What's the final thing before you get on stage that really like tips you into that character's mindset?
There's two pieces to this, I think, actually, which, if you don't mind, if you'll indulge me, I think there's two pieces. I think one will be objects.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like when I was the MC, I had a cane.
Yep.
Right? And that cane for me held a lot of power. There was power in the MC's cane. Something about his like being the MC, like this is his instrument of both entertainment and, dare I say, like psychological warfare for those who are
in order. It's
an order, keeping order
like your
for those who. Yeah. It's like his. I mean, I would swing it around and I would dance with it, and it would both be my subject, my like object of like entertainment, but also like when he was doing those in my production, my MC was doing some bad stuff too, some very bad stuff where I also use like that. So I like those objects, building the connection with the object that you have, or given whether it's a prop or something you have to, I don't know, plant in your pocket and create on your own time.
I love that.
But the last level is I'm gonna sound so goofy when I say this. I'm gonna sound so goofy, but I always have like a little I'm not like a method actor or anything, but I'll have these little thoughts or something that I do that I make sure I always go over right before I step on stage, whether it's one certain thing. And also, again, I'm gonna sound like an insane person.
No.
But when I was the MC, he's an agent of chaos, right?
Yeah.
Just because we were already talking about cabaret, the MC is an agent of chaos, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in our production, we had mirrors everywhere, and I had that crazy looking makeup on, and before I would go on stage, I would look up at the mirror and I would make eye contact with myself in the mirror in this like crazy face of makeup, and I would give myself the most like evil grin I could possibly think of. And I would look at that, recognize how I felt with that, and recognize what it looked like. And I would just walk out in there and I'd do it, and I would just, and it adds a visceral starting point.
One of my favorite acting techniques as far as putting a character on stage is knowing your moment before, and having to know where you're coming from. So that's kind of what that sounds like. It's like it's either that or it's like a secret. I always love actors having secrets. I think actors need to have things that the audience has no idea about and will not know about.
Yeah.
In the show.
By the way, I haven't told anyone ever before. So there you go. Everyone knows.
Here's some insider stuff.
I made weird faces at myself in mirrors when I was in cabaret. But
listen, whatever works for you to put you in that mindset. I think it's just the job of the actor to do what they have to do
to get there.
And to be able to tell the story. So I love that. So tell me some of your hidden talents. I know you have a couple.
Oh, my hidden talents. Let's see. When I was in high school, I actually went half day to a trade school. I studied fashion design. So I did a lot of sewing and fashion technology. I know a bit of sleight of hand magic. I write music. I write my own music. Let's see. Oh, I skateboard. I grew up skateboarding a lot. I'm a man of many talents.
You're a man of fashion, skateboarding, writing. That's amazing.
Yeah, all very, very different things.
Speaking of writing your own music, your performance for us today that we're about to do is an original song. Yeah,
it is.
So introduce that for us to lead into.
Sure. Well, this is a song I wrote. I titled it "Run." This song I wrote when I was going through a tough time, but the song helped me move forward, and I thought it would just be something that I could share with everyone during crazy times of quarantine. And I thought maybe someone else would find it helpful in a way. But yeah.
Here it is, Christopher Rojas singing "Run."
Don't forget to breathe sometimes. It all floods in, but realize tomorrow is coming. The sun will rise. Step outside and it's not done, so I look to the skies and I feel the sun. Tomorrow is coming and I'm gonna run. Exhale those words left unspoken. Just 'cause you fall apart don't mean that you're broken. You're not broken.
I mean, so you skateboard, you do fashion, you sew, and you write music like that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
What was your process in writing your own song like that?
Oh, well, that, like I said, that was a song that I was I was going through something difficult and something that was very new to me at the time. It was actually shortly after I moved to New York City.
Okay.
And when I write, it's more of cathartic than it is performative. Like I don't really perform my own music very often. It's more of a cathartic thing that I write just so I can take whatever feeling I have and express it, and then move on with my day.
So you just pick up a guitar and like go.
Yeah, actually, when I was a senior in high school, my brother came home one day, and he just said, "Hey, Chris, here's a guitar." And I was like, "Dude, I don't play guitar." And he's like, "No, you do." And I said, "Okay." So I just started learning a couple chords, and eventually I knew a lot of chords. And like I can't read sheet music when it comes to guitar. I just like create my own songs, and it's something I do. It helps me.
That's incredible.
Helps me sleep at night.
That's
amazing. So yeah, I just pick up a guitar and I just play what I feel and sing along.
It's just another way of being creative. I love that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so you are extremely talented, as as we've talked about. I've talked about, and now I'm finding it that not only do you act, sing, dance, but you play the guitar, you sew, you skateboard, just everything.
Jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades. So you talked about moving to New York City. So what was it like moving from like South Hadley to New York City? What's the difference in auditioning in South Hadley and Western Massachusetts compared to like the great Broadway?
Yeah, it's different. It's very different. It's very different. The intimidation factor, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'll be honest with you. All right. I know because I know you were an actor in New York City for years. It's a lot more intimidating when you get in there. It's not just like a varied group of people. When you get in that like Pearl Studios hallway, you go in there and it is a full hallway line of everyone who looks just like you but a little more attractive. and it's
That's the perfect way to say it.
You know what I mean? And you're like waiting to go in to sing, and you have to hear every person like outside the door before. And some people are hitting these crazy notes. You're like, oh my god, I gotta follow that.
Yep.
But once you get in the room, and this is something I personally feel, once you get in the room, once you actually start the audition, it's the same thing. It's the same thing because it's your craft. So once you start your audition, once you start your read or you start your song, wherever you have to live in that moment for the art anyway. So you have a chance to go and just perform, and then you're good to go. And as far as hearing back, I mean, it's a little bit less often when you're in somewhere like New York City than when you're in a small town.
I always found the hardest part about it was that you were auditioning for a job.
Oh my god.
So the stakes were a lot higher. Like you would go in and be like, all right, I'm not going in to like audition to have fun and do what I love. I'm doing it because I need to do what I love. I also need to
eat.
I need to eat tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm tired of ramen and pasta.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree. It's the intimidation of going in is always the hardest part.
I've made a game out of it, actually. That's how I like get through it. I'm not gonna lie, like I'll just try and get as many possible things, and the only way I can battle that thing of like I need to eat tomorrow, like I need this for a job, is to genuinely look at it not as an interview but as an opportunity to have fun and explore. And if you can look at it that way, if you can make it to the point where you can look at it that way, it helps me. It helps me anyway.
I mean, I used to go into dance calls and be like, it's a free dance class.
That's every dance call. I'm like, I'm not
free dance
classically
class.
trained in.
That's awesome. That's some good. I mean, that's definitely a good look into what it is.
Yeah, I feel that way with every audition. I think no matter what, as long as you get your feet in the room, no matter what, you will leave that room one step or like a half a step stronger actor than before you walked in. because you have
Especially
that
if you
much
get
more
advice.
experience under your belt.
Oh,
Yeah,
especially if
and
you
that
get
happens all the time.
Yeah. If you
If
can
you
get
get
some
feedback to say,
feedback,
hey, can you read this way? Oh,
that's the next
it's an
time.
acting class.
Yeah, it sets you up for the next time. I mean, how many times are you going to go into a dance call and they teach you like 16 eight counts in 20 minutes? So the first time I did that, I was like, what's the next step? What am I doing? And it took me like a good 6 months to get to the point where my brain was able to comprehend and piece things together so I could dance it to its best ability in a short amount of time. And I feel like it's the same way when you are doing any sort of audition, when you're doing an acting audition or a vocal audition. You go in there and as you're singing and you're acting your song, you at that moment are realizing a new layer to your song, and maybe it passes in that moment,
100%.
but you can sing it again later.
Yeah, no, and I love that. I love that. It is another opportunity to just perform and do what you love. So it's one of those things, if you don't love it, don't do it, you know?
I mean, that's always the general idea.
Yeah.
You can do something else, do it.
Yeah.
A hard business.
Yeah,
It's a hard business. So going off of that, kind of piggybacking off of that, what was the best advice you were given about the business?
Never doubt yourself. Don't ever doubt yourself. That's actually something advice I got from a really good friend we mentioned earlier, Mark Giza. He told me that before I moved. He told me don't ever doubt yourself and don't hesitate. Because the second you hesitate is the second you're going to fail.
It's true.
And if you second guess yourself, it's just not going to be a good experience. You have to, and if you don't get it, that's fine. It's okay. You don't want a role that they don't want you for. That's not the position you want to be in.
Yeah.
So just work hard and don't doubt yourself.
You just keep growing.
Yeah.
So now, off of that, what would be the best advice you would give somebody going into the business?
It would be to learn to love auditions. Like I said, find a way to enjoy it. Because as far as I'm concerned, in my personal experience, that's the worst part of any type of performing, whether it's theater with plays or musicals, or if you're doing film work or TV work, commercial work, everything. The worst part is always the audition, because you're like, oh, I need this, or oh, I really hope I get it, because if I do, that'd be really great. And you gotta just take a deep breath, find a way to enjoy it, and then have something important to do right after. You can't have your audition be the most important part of your day.
That's good. That's actually wonderful advice, because if you 9 times out of 10, it's rejection.
Yes.
9 times out of 10, it's a thank you so much.
We'll call you. We'll get back to you.
We'll call you.
Yeah, we'll call
and
you.
So, but you can't put so much weight on it that it ruins your day, because there's going to be another audition.
Of course. And if you put that weight on it, you're not going to do a good job. You're not going to get it, because you're going to be so worried. You're going to have like sweat pouring down your face when you're trying to sing I Feel Pretty. You know?
And there. Thin drenched, pit stains. Always.
Yeah.
So let's talk really quickly, bring it back to you. Can you give me like 3 of your dream roles?
That's the hardest question. It's the question every actor always gets. Let's say, and it changes every day. Today I woke up wanting to play Corny Collins in Hairspray.
All right.
I think I'd be like,
you'd be a great Corny Collins.
I don't know. That's my Corny Collins look. Is that cheesy?
No, I love it.
Yeah. I'd really want to play Gabe in Next to Normal. It's such a moving show, and it's such a interesting character. I really like to play that. One of my favorites that I feel like people don't give enough credit to, but this will be my last one. This is the one I really want to do. I really want to play Clyde Barrow in Bonnie and Clyde the musical.
I love Bonnie and Clyde the musical.
I love that musical. I love the music. I love the character. There's something so can I say badass? Is it BA? Yeah. There's something so like badass about Clyde. It's just so it's cool. I know he's a criminal, meaty. But like he's cool. Yeah, it's meaty. There's so much to it. He's just like a troubled man. Also,
and I'm also going to
awesome.
throw out there that you need to play SpongeBob because you are the spitting image of Ethan Slater.
Yes.
So that's
I've
just
gotten that many times.
uh,
Here's hoping. Next
right?
time I get an audition around, I'll go again.
You have to. So we're going to close this interview out with the same question I ask everybody at the end of every interview.
Ooh.
And that is, what draws you to live theater, to live performance?
There's nothing like it. There's really nothing like it. There's nothing even close. Live performance is storytelling in one of its most original forms. And when you have that energy and when you can share something with an audience and you can share a story with a scene partner, it's just incredible, especially when you can move someone by it. Like we've both seen shows where we've left the theater thinking, I'm different now. Mm-hmm. I've learned something and I'm changed by it. And when your work can change someone in such a physical, visceral way, like with tears or something, or belly laugh, it's incredible. And it's just such an inspiring, for me, it's such a inspiring and wonderful line of work. Why would I want to do anything else?
Well, I love that answer. I mean, it's true. It's so true. Well, Chris, thank you so much for coming onto the local spotlight.
Thank you so much for having me. This was a whole bunch of fun.
Of course. And if you see that Chris is doing a show, Christopher Rojas, go see it because you're just going to be so pleased that you did. So, thank you, Chris, for joining us.
Thank you so much. Talk to you again soon.
Yes.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
He's so cool. I love that guy. Well, that's the end of this interview. Thank you guys so much for sharing your evening with us. Once again, just a couple of things. If you are looking to donate to help K&E Theater Group out, in the comment section on Facebook, there is a PayPal link. If you're not on Facebook, you're on IGTV, or you're on the YouTube channel, or you're just wanting to donate later, you can always go to our website, which is ketg.org, and click Support KETG. Also on our website, we'll have a lot of information about our upcoming 2021 season soon, as well as video archives of all of our interviews here. Thank you guys so much for spending your Tuesdays and Fridays with us. We can't wait to do it again. Have a great night.